Good morning. It is about 20 minutes after 6. I am here outside of Fontana Lodge, just now getting daylight. I think it's supposed to be sunrise right about now, actually. And I've been up for 4 hours already. I haven't had a lot of sleep the last few nights, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a vlog of today, what I'm doing as a non-supported FKT support person. My job is over for now, so I can't do any kind of support for Sprout now that she's on trail. I'm gonna go for a hike, and what I'm gonna do is go over to the southern edge of the park, go hike up to Shuck Stack Fire Tower, and I think it's about a 4-mile hike each way, so I'll do about an 8-mile round trip hike. Okay, here I am in the parking lot. And look right here, the famous box that all the thru hikers film. I have several pictures here, at least 2. All right, so like I said earlier, I think I got about 4 miles of climbing. It's right at, I think, 2,000 or 2,100 feet of gain. I don't have a backpack with me. I just have my running vest. I don't think I'm gonna run any of it. Just gonna have a nice hike. I've got all day. I may do a run later somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really run for a few days with all the travel and all this last minute scarf stuff. I did run a few times yesterday. Had a long run uphill in the rain to go get the car because Jackie and I decided to take a walk when it wasn't raining, and then it started pouring. So I ran and got the car so she didn't get herself and her gear wet too much. And then we got back to the hotel and the keys wouldn't work. So I had to run down to the office, which was a ways away, actually, further than I anticipated, to get the keys fixed and then run back up. So anyway, it feels so good to be on the AT. I'm glad my watch just vibrated because I never started my activity here. So, all right, I'm gonna get to walking. I don't think the camera is gonna pick it up through the trees, but there is a fiery orange sunrise. Okay, I've done 1,100 feet in the first 1.4, and I have 1,000 more feet of gain over the next 2 miles. So it's 3.6 from where I parked to Shuckstack. And then Shuckstack's off trail a little bit. So round trip, it'll be just under 8. Trail's looking really nice. I'm happy to see that it's not muddy. There's a couple spots where some sticks and roots are a little slick, but I was concerned it could be muddy for Sprout this morning, but at least this section where it's so steep, the trail is drained very well. You know, this is the 4th time I've hiked this section of trail here, and the other times have always been with a full pack and with the intent or actually doing the Smokies. This is really nice with just a running vest, and I only have a couple snacks. I do have a fleece and a rain jacket and headlamp and, you know, all the stuff I would, emergency type stuff, but I don't have all the food that Sprout had to be carrying this morning. But man, it is just like so nice to see white blazes. White blazes make my heart happy. The mountain laurels. It's been so long since I've seen these. So crazy how you don't remember things until you see them. And then I walked right here and I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the first big view inside of the park. Look at that. I remember on my through hike, I was right here with Come Along. Him and I came into the park together and we walked together most of the time up through here. And I remember us standing right here and looking out that way. I don't know how I remember this. He had his wide brim hat on, just standing there like, looked like Bent Mackay or something, looking out that way. The trail has been a lot sloppier and full of water through this stretch here. And just before this, there was a pretty squishy, muddy section. You can see right here there's no wind. Just up on the hill, on top of this ridge, the wind is roaring. You really can't tell in this camera as much, but it's windy. Okay, I'm gonna talk loud because it's windy here. The AT goes this way. I'm gonna go straight up, and that's where Shuck Stack Fire Tower is. Oh my gosh, it's so windy up here. And I don't know that I want to step down here. It looks like it's not in very good shape on the platform. I don't know if you can hear me in this wind. I'm going to put a jacket on because it's really cold right here. And then I'm going to go down to the next level of where the stairs turn and try to take some video there. It's gorgeous, but I'm not standing on that. Okay, I stayed up there long enough to have a snack, but man, it was cold, even at the bottom of the tower. Put my fleece on, and it's very comfortable down off the ridge, but it was really cold and windy up there, so I'll probably take this off in a little bit, just depending on how it feels going down the rest of the way. I should have plenty of time to get back to the hotel. I got everything out of the room and packed up, but I did keep one of the hotel keys because checkout's not till 11, and I was thinking if I had time, which it looks like I'll have plenty of time, I'll be able to go back there and take a quick shower before I figure out what's next. All right, back at the permit box, and I didn't film very much coming back down because it was the same trail as going back up. Okay, so back at the car, got a few texts. Chica texted and Hops texted, both saying the same thing. That looks like she's off to a very good start. And I had enough cell signal to pull up the tracker when I was up on top. And I don't want to say too much yet until I get back and really look at it on the internet, but I think she's starting very strong. It's looking very good. So, time to go back and shower and then start making my way north. All right, I just got back here to Fontana Lodge. I've got 1 hour before checkout, so I'm gonna go ahead and shower, and I'm gonna use the Wi-Fi here to do a little bit more looking at her tracker and figure out pace and see where she's on track for. And then I'm gonna figure out what's next, but I've got pretty much all day. Once she's like past halfway between here and Newfound Gap, or somewhere around just before there, I'll start making my way up towards the middle of the park. But that's what I'm doing for now. Looking forward to the shower. I closed out that last clip pretty quickly back there because a couple guys were asking me a question. I ended up hiking just shy of 7 miles, and it was like 2,290 feet of ascent, I think. All right, showered. I did my little bit of research, and Sprout is doing really well. She's looking to be ahead of schedule from what I can tell on the tracker as of now, but it's still pretty early. I think I'm gonna go to the NOOCC right now because I'm only 15 miles from the NOOCC, and I don't know, the AT walks through there and I like the NOOCC, so I'm just gonna go there. I got time to kill. I'm not gonna stay here very long. I looked around the store, walked around. I was gonna get some lunch. I'm getting kind of hungry, but I was looking at the menu, and it's basically like would be like 30 bucks to eat at the restaurant, and I just don't feel like spending that right now. Sprout and I have done very good budget-wise so far. At Fontana, we had brought stuff to cook, and we just ate there in the room with that stove and that. The last 2 nights. I am hungry though, so I bought a bag of chips, and then I'll stop somewhere, maybe get a sandwich like in Bryson City or Cherokee. So what I've done for the last few hours, I did go to Ingles in Bryson City, got a sandwich, had a picnic in the car, and haven't really done much. Now, I did not go all the way up to the dome. I've been up there several times, and it's cold and windy. And I was gonna buy a parking pass and go, but then I got all the way up there to buy where the parking pass thing was, and you had to have your license plate number, and I didn't know my license plate number. So I just said, forget it. So I'm gonna get back in the car. I'm in the Kleeman's Dome parking lot, and it's cold. It's in the upper 40s and windy, and it's only 5:35. So it is about 8:40 p.m. and a little bit ago, Jackie's tracker showed she's north of Newfound Gap a little ways, but it's probably going to be about 10 to 12 hours before she gets to Davenport Gap. And it's about a 2-hour drive all the way around up to there, hour and a half, I guess. I really wasn't ready to go sit up there for that long because I didn't want to turn around and come back early in the morning before she did the turnaround, and that would put me up there like 12 or more hours waiting for her to turn around and come back. Now, I wouldn't go where she is going to turn around. I would have to park down the road a ways at a ranger station, so I wouldn't come into contact with her. Also, it's supposed to be safer parking at the ranger station. But I needed to reorganize and set up my bed back here anyway. I needed to cook dinner, and it's not ready yet, but I'm having a backpacker pantry lasagna, This is one that I had left over from the AZT. I carried it for that last stretch and then finished early, so I have this now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna sleep somewhere for, here's the problem. I thought I needed to use a privy, and there was a privy in this parking lot as well. There's a nice spot back here in the corner of the parking lot. So I kind of thought, you're not really supposed to sleep in your cars in the park, but I thought I could just use the privy, cook, and just maybe sleep here for 3 or 4 hours, then drive up to the other side of the park and maybe sleep for another few hours. But there's nowhere to buy the parking pass here. A lot of the parking lots have like a kiosk, and there's not one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat, and I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to sleep, or at least go buy a parking pass, because I've always heard you're not supposed to break the law when you're breaking the law. So we gotta have at least a parking pass if I'm gonna try to sleep for a few hours in my car here. So that's where I'm at now. It's gonna be dark soon, so I'm sitting here in the parking lot in Gatlinburg because there's good cell signal here. There was not any cell signal where I had dinner up in the park. So that puts her a little over 45 miles in. That was as of the last ping, so she's a little further than that. And it's almost 10 o'clock. It's 5 minutes till 10. So what would that be? That's like, what is that, 19 hours? I'm so tired. I don't even know. I've been up since 2:30 this morning and only slept 4 hours last night. Whatever that is, that's, no, it's 18 hours. It's 18 hours. So in about 18 hours, she's done probably 45, 46 miles. So she's doing pretty good. I'm going to wait here in Gatlinburg till she gets a little bit further north. And then I'm going to head up to a parking lot near the Pigeon River, somewhere near Davenport Gap. All right, so it is, I don't know, 11 something. I am up here, the place where the parking lot is, because Helene destroyed this whole area. So it's not really, it doesn't really exist. There's a big area for rafts. All the signs say no parking, loading or unloading. So I'm just next to the river, kind of under a bridge next to a storage container. There is a bit of a parking lot up the road, about another 200 yards, but there were some people there camped that, like, they may live there. They had several vehicles. They had all kinds of big setups. They had fires. They had all kinds of stuff. I can't see all their lights from here. I'm down the road around the bend enough. Hopefully I don't even know I'm here. But I'm going to try to get some sleep.